Oh, there we go. Hey, people. Okay, so in a minute, y'all, I'm about to go live with Don Robinson, formerly of In Vogue, formerly of Lucy Pearl. Y'all know Don has been in the industry for a long time. She's working on a lot of new things, so we are going to talk about it today. And this will also be uploaded to my YouTube. If you do not follow me on YouTube, go ahead and follow me. And if you do follow me, um, that's why you need to set your notifications so you get stuff like this, okay? So if you don't follow me, go ahead and follow me. Set your notifications, because in a minute we are about to talk to Dawn. And I'm excited, y'all, because she's a legend. So she is about to come on, y'all. Dawn,
Yay!
how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. What was you talking about, a legend?
You, not me,
I'm
you.
messing with you. I'm so messing with you. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you so much. I am celebrating Young,
Ooh,
Gifted, and Black. I am celebrating I know we only have a month. I'm pissed off at that. But I'm celebrating Black History Month, Black History Year, okay? Black History
yeah,
Decades. We are the
yeah.
chosen people. So it's not just a day for me, but because they're saying it's our month, I'm going to celebrate it. So I'm happy to be here.
But like you said, we don't have to be defined by the month. It's 365 days of
Thank you, of being Black. Okay, young and
black
gifted.
and
Thank
proud.
you. Exactly. Yes.
Okay, so Don, I know you've been doing a lot of interviews. Now
Oh
I
my
set up.
gosh, too much, Jay. I'm talking too much. I can't even think straight. I'm like, I've said this story over and over and over again. But let me just add to this. Somebody hit me up and said, you're doing all of these, you're being asked the same questions. I'm like, no, I'm not. They'll ask the two main questions that they do ask. I think every single interview has asked the same. How did the group get together? Like, how did you get into In Vogue? And then why did you leave? That's pretty
I'm
much.
not gonna ask that.
No, it's okay. But my thing is, every single time that I do an interview, the platforms that people have, those people that are watching their platforms and following their platforms may not have heard the other 80 platforms that I've done. So somebody's
Right.
hearing my story for the first time somewhere. And it's okay if it's repeated. It's okay. I'm enjoying talking to you guys. Someone else said today, oh, you could put up about 20 questions and answer them all and have people pay to just listen to your answers. And I'm like, no, because I am giving light. I'm shedding light on podcasts that people normally wouldn't watch. You guys have a smaller audience than a Oprah Winfrey or a Ellen or Jimmy Farrell. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful to do this. To me, it's a joy to be on your page. So thank you so much.
Thank you, but I'm not going to ask the same questions. I'm going to ask
I
different ways. But
know. I got you.
I have to do this because I watch the interviews, but there are younger people that are just like Don, In Vogue, Lucy Pearl, that are just knowing this. So I'm going to do this introduction for you
Yes.
because it's important for people to know. Okay?
All right. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so Don Robinson was a member of In Vogue, the quartet that kicked off the 90s with perfect harmonies, pitch. All four ladies sung the lead, unlike a lot of other groups that relied on a lead singer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the group was known for immaculate fashion, beauty, hair, glamour, class, and style.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from 1990 to 1997, Dawn was a part of what we fans call the Funky Divas lineup, which featured all original members.
Right.
Dawn's contribution to In Vogue during this time helped make them one of the best-selling girl
Wow.
groups worldwide, selling over 30 million albums.
Oh my gosh. What? Thank you. Wow.
In Vogue has had endorsement deals with Converse shoes, Diet Coke. Spike Lee even directed their commercial for Coke.
Sure did.
Now, during Don's time in Vogue, the group had 6 #1 R&B hits with Hold On, Lies, You Don't Have to Worry, My Lovin', Giving Him Something He Can Feel, and Don't Let Go, which is the group's biggest hit to date. That Don song, Lead On,
Yes!
it sold 1.8 million copies, but y'all know it's probably more with streaming and download.
Exactly today, yeah. Wow.
They also had 2 R&B top 5 hits with Don't Go and What a Man with Salt and Pepper, 4 top 10 5 hits on the Billboard Hot 100,
wow.
2 top 10 hits on that chart as well. The group's first album, released in 1990, Born to Sing, went triple platinum. It was followed up with Remix to Sing in 1991.
Wow.
In 1992, the group's second album, Funky Divas, went on to sell 5 million copies, and it was the 7th best-selling album of that year and their best-selling album to date. In 1993, the EP Runaway Love was released, and it contained the hit title track and What a Man with Salt and Pepper.
What a Man,
2
yes.
of En Vogue's singles have made it to Billboard's most successful girl group songs of all time.
Wow.
Don't Let Go, in at number 12, and Hold On, in at 23. Now, the group has won 1 Billboard Music Award, 1 Soul Train Lady of Soul Award, 2 American Music Awards, 3 Soul Train Awards, 7 MTV Video Music Awards, more than any other female group, period. And the group has had 7 Grammy nominations, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of having Dawn S. Brown in your group.
Dawn Robinson, would you get? See, you had everything right until the end.
Your middle name is not S. It doesn't start with an S. Sharice. Okay, Sharice
Robinson,
Brown.
yes. Oh my God, thank you for that history. That almost made me tear up. I appreciate that. Wow. More than any other girl group. I'm always proud of that because you got, oh my gosh, the Spice Girls, you got the Bangles and the Go-Go's, you got Cover Girls, Sweet Sensation, Sister Sledge, Emotions. You can go back to the Supremes, and I know that there were no award shows back then like this, but to say that we have more MTV awards than any other girl group is just, to me, that's huge. I don't know why. I think it's because that's a pop crossover show. It's a, you know what I mean? It's mostly predominantly a white-based fan base, a white fan base demographically. So to have that and to have done that and still hold the record for that to this day, we were the baddest bitches that ever did it. Come on, I'm like, not TLC, not, you know, Destiny's Child, not SWV or Jade or all of those great groups. Brownstone, like, come on, man, that is huge. I'm so proud of us for that. Woo, for many things, but that's really great. Thank you thank you, Jay. Oh my gosh, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for that. Seriously.
You are welcome. So we're not just going to talk about Dawn's past. We're going to talk about the present, the future, her record label. She has an upcoming book and a lot more. So I got my questions. I got my quotes.
Yes, okay. All right. I'm ready for your quotes. I am ready for your questions.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with this scenario and get your thoughts.
Okay.
Okay. In 1990, En Vogue released Hold On. It was the first song, and it was a hit. It was massive. From that album sold over 3 million copies, probably more. In 1991, Jodeci released their first single. It didn't do so well.
Really?
Their second, it's called Gotta Love. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow, no, exactly. Wow.
They wanted to release it, and Andre Harrell told Puffy at the time, if this flops, I'm going to fire you. But he didn't fire him. They let them release the second single, and it became a hit. And their album sold 3 million copies, like En Vogue's first album.
Exactly.
Now, when it was time to renegotiate their contract with Uptown Records, which was owned by Andre Harrell, they brought in Suge Knight. Y'all know Suge.
Wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know
To help,
this.
yes, to help renegotiate their rate. And I think he helped Mary J, because Casey was dating Mary, get a better rate.
Wow.
So my question is, do you think if En Vogue was a male group, they would have gotten a better negotiation rate for their second album? Because Jodeci, after that, they had mansion, they had cars, and they were just rich.
Good for
So
them.
do you think that?
Good for them. I don't know, unless I think the key to that whole thing happening for them was, as crazy as it seems, Suge Knight. Suge Knight didn't play. But I've heard over the years, I've heard that he would strong arm people, meaning sign this fucking contract with a gun to your head. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was like he would bully people into signing with him. So I don't know if, unless we had someone like him in our corner to say, no, this isn't right. And for a while, I actually was hoping that he would, because while I was still in Vogue and we were at the height of our career, I was hoping that he would come around. I just didn't want him to bully us. But like, let me represent you guys just for this and make sure you get more money, and then I'll walk away, you know, and let you have a different manager or something. I wanted someone to speak up for us that would be strong enough to talk to the label and threaten their asses legally, though. Because you can't just strong arm people and walk in and with guns and stupidity and foolishness. You know what I mean?
Right.
Although the music industry is built on the backs of people that were doing, you know, moonshine, like with Ahmet Erdogan and his brother. I forgot his name, but him and his brother started with moonshine. They started Atlantic Records. They started a business selling moonshine, and then they sold that business to Seagram's, which became Seagram's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they started a music business, which was Atlantic Records. So I mean, this business is built on. It's built on handshakes. It's built on. It's a lot of, what do you call them? Gangsters. You know what I mean? It's built on gangsters. So from back in the day, it's just the way that it was. And you're talking about what do you call them? The mobsters, the mob. Yeah. The mob created the music business. So there's a lot of dirt and a lot of stuff. I mean, it's just the way that this business was built. So it's not surprising of what happened to us. I just wish that someone like Suge, or someone with a badass reputation of saying, no, we're not having this shit. Y'all are going to pay them right now. You're going to tear up that old shit, and you're going to renegotiate what these girls deserve and give these girls what they deserve. You know what I mean? Right. And so I don't know if that necessarily would have happened with Suge, because I think once you're down with Suge, you sign your name on you sign your life away. Right, yeah. Pretty much. So how much would that have benefited us? I don't know. I don't know. I just wish that, because to me, the power that we had was the four of us together. So if we would have just stuck together, we wouldn't have needed Suge Knight. We wouldn't have needed anybody in our corner, because we had each other. That was the power. We were the ones with the power. Sydney, Terry, Maxine, and Dawn do not go in the studio. There's no albums. There's no money. You guys are not making shit until y'all motherfuckers make sure you renegotiate with us. The four of us are standing together in solidarity, arm in arm in arm. I can't do it by myself, but we're arm in arm, and we're gonna see this through. And if that would have happened, bam, we would have had what we deserved. But okay, so by the time we came together, we did come together. But by the time we came together, next thing we know, Terry was in the studio. That's what changed it all. Without her, we can't renegotiate shit. We need 4 girls. We didn't start with 3. We started with 4.
Let me ask you this then. Yes. I had to do my research, but I saw this. Now, in 2009, En Vogue appeared on the A&E network show Private Sessions.
Right.
Cindy said this in regards to you leaving the group and also you not being on the EB3 album. She said, Dawn's got her own fan base. A lot of our fans were disappointed to see her leave. That CD didn't do as well as our first two CDs, and I think at that point the record company realized. Then she stopped and corrected herself and said the head of the record company realized she had made a mistake in just, letting Dawn go. And someone said the name Sylvia wrong.
Yes.
I
did.
Why?
I think I did.
I think it was you, but why do you think they, like you were saying, sticking together? Why weren't they able to stick together? And do you think that because Denny was dating Terry, that was like an extra control tactic, or they were just scared?
Absolutely. No, it was. He told Maxine one time, he told her for hours, not just like, Maxine, there is no group. I got Terry in my back pocket. Dawn is crazy. Cindy just rides the fence. She doesn't know which way to go, and you're by yourself. He talked to Maxine like that and said that same thing over and over and over again one day on the phone with him for, like, I think Maxine said 4 hours. He continued to say, Maxine, there is no group. What group? What are you talking about? I got Terry in my back pocket because he was dating her. I got Terry in my back pocket. Dawn is crazy. Cindy rides the fence, and you are by yourself. He said that rhetoric over and over again to Maxine. Was like, oh my God. Okay, Denny, I gotta go. Like, she got off the phone, but he was telling her there is no group because I have Terry in my back pocket. I don't know what he put on her. I guess the D was that good that she had to, like, overlook what was good for her own well-being. That's what I told her later. I'm like, you're so busy being behind Denny and following behind Denny that you don't even see that you have cut your nose to spite your face, as they say. You're so busy following him and making sure that he's okay, and the loyalty that you have to him is so profound. I think I said this in another interview, a couple of interviews now. I was doing a song with Devontae from Jodeci. Funny that you bring them up, but we were working on a song together for my solo album. And I said, prostitutes of the industry. That's what it seemed like it was to me. Sign on the dotted line and you'll never be free. And you got to give all you earn to me. So yes, we were giving all our money to our producers. We were giving all our money to our record company and to the, and to the government as first, really, the IRS. And then the record company, and then our producers, and then our managers, and all these other people. So yeah, Terry was bound. Nobody can force you to do anything. I don't know if he gave her ultra mind control, ultra K mind control, whatever the hell. Like I said, was the D that good that you're gonna overlook your own well-being? And the fact that this man has you can see this, Terry. You have been to this man's house way before we all were. So he brought us all there one day together, Cindy, Terry, Maxine, and I. But Terry, I'm sure, was at his house when he bought it. She probably saw it before he got it. Like, come see what, I want you to see, should I get this or not? Like, he probably asked her what her opinion was. And I mean, Terry was around him long enough to see, wait a minute, you got a mansion, I don't. You got this, I don't. You got that, I don't. And so going back to private sessions, when Cindy said that, I don't know what she meant by Dawn has her own fan base. We all had our own fan base. Cindy had fans that loved her, that she was their favorite. Maxine had fans that loved her. She was their favorite. Terry had her own. I had my own. But when Terry did her own solo album, that's when things changed. And that's what we didn't see. I look at that clip and I'm thinking, oh my God, because I was in my head thinking, oh my God, should I say this? Should I not? Right there on the spot. And I couldn't say, excuse me, Terry did a solo album too. You guys kicked me out. You didn't kick Terry out. I couldn't say that on the show because I don't want to bring up, I was too nervous to bring up the stuff that I would bring up now. I've always been feisty, but I was a little too afraid. Like, we're on camera. We're actually filming a show. And if I put the girls on the spot, that's going to, I didn't like confrontation. Now today I would have been like, no, Cindy, this is what happened. You guys kicked me out of the group. You kept Terry in the group. Terry did a solo album. You kicked me out for doing the same exact thing. That's what I would have said then if I was me now. But I was too afraid. I was too afraid.
I get it. Now, on that first album, Is this true? I know the song "Just Can't Stay Away" is the Natalie Cole song, right?
Yes, yes.
And you
We
guys
talked about
remade
that
that.
song. Oh my gosh. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I just want to know this because it was originally written and produced by Chuck Jackson and Marvin Yancey. Did they really work with y'all on doing that
No.
song?
Oh, I think Marvin Yancey has been dead for years now. Yeah. So I think they passed away before Natalie Cole, definitely. Both of them.
Mhm.
So we didn't even think of Chuck Jackson and Marvin Yancey to work with because we had our own producers. Denny and Tommy produced our version of Don't Can't Just Stay Away. Yeah. So yeah, we wouldn't need them because we had our own production.
Okay. Now, I watched the clip and it's actually on YouTube. It's called In Vogue Funky Divas Behind the Scene, and the channel I think is In Vogue Craze. Now,
Yes.
in regards to the second album, Funky Divas,
Mm-hmm.
Terry said, "We didn't write on this album because we were really busy. Time was definitely a factor. So Tommy and Denny had to go in and they pretty much did everything and they let us hear everything and we liked it." Now, on the first album,
No,
you
that's not
all wrote
true.
a lot. Why didn't you write on the second album? Because I
Thank
don't
you.
think that might not be.
Terry's full of shit.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it straight up. That's what she's full of shit. She's full of it. Denny was pissed off because when we got back from the MC Hammer tour, Cindy, I guess, was having a conversation with MC Hammer, and he was like, "You guys are not making any money, so why are you only making 2 pennies a record?" He was pissed off. He was shocked, just like everybody else that hears that. And he told us that we could go. He's going to pay for us to sit with his attorney for the whole day. As long as we need to understand what is going on with our contract. Make sure you bring your contract with you guys and ask all the questions that you need to ask. I'll pay for it. He paid for us to sit with his attorney the whole day. When Denny
Wow.
found out that we were asking questions, Denny told us that we could not write on that second album. I think there are other reasons for that. And I can't remember all the details, so I have to kind of pick my brain for that later. But he was pissed off that we were asking questions, that we actually went to an attorney. Oh, and now you guys want to get a new manager? Like, you're supposed to have David as your manager. David was Denny and Tommy's manager as well. So once we found out what a conflict of interest really meant, I was like the biggest saying, you guys, we got to get, I love David too. I love David Lombard. He's a great manager. He's a great man. But I don't want, David is not going to make sure that we have what we deserve. And right now we're being loyal to him, but we're not being loyal to ourselves by keeping him manager. That does not make sense. David is not looking out for us because he can't. David has to ride the fence, as they say, because he was managing our producers and he was managing us as well. So that meant there was a conflict of interest. So David he can't be over here with them and he can't be over here with us. So who's going to represent us? Who's going to protect us as a manager? So we had to kind of get somebody else to step in for the moment. But to me, that didn't make sense. That if he can't represent us, and we push him out of the picture, he steps back out of the picture while we renegotiate, and then we're going to bring him back in later. That makes no kind of sense. No way, no how. It just doesn't make sense to me. So the girls were like, "Well, Dawn, we love David." I'm like, we all cried on the phone. I love David too, but David can't represent us the way we need to be. Oh, you guys. So when men say that we are too emotional, let's say something that is a little bit risky, but we are sometimes too emotional when it comes to business. Men can, like, you know what, dude, I love you. I love you. My dude. You're my dude. You know how you guys give each other dap, all that stuff all day long. But this is business.
Right.
And so guys can do that much easier than we can. And I was like, you guys, please don't take it personal. I love David too, but David cannot represent us. It's not fair to us. How are we going to look out for ourselves if we're not looking out for ourselves? David has to go. And then they kicked me out of the group and they ended up getting David back in. Like, they rehired him. Stuck on stupid, that's all I say. So,
now,
yeah, that whole thing, when Cindy was saying that, I was just like, there was so much more to that conversation on private sessions that I wanted to say, but I was just too afraid. I knew my worth, but I still wasn't where I am now. I didn't know the woman that I am today. So I just kind of held my tongue and like, oh, no, that wasn't all of it. But if we get into this deep conversation right now, I got all three of them, and they're not going to sit here on private sessions and agree with me that they were too stupid to understand what was going on and Dawn was right. They're not going to agree with that. They're not going to sit here and say, yeah, you're right about that. We were okay getting 2 pennies a record, and we weren't smart enough to think Dawn is right. Let's get behind her and let's stand together as a group. So I know that they wouldn't have done that, and I would have looked crazy trying to sit there and explain what was going on and try to backtrack and go over all the details of why you guys kicked me out of the group and you didn't kick Terry out. You know what I mean? It would have been really hard to do on my own. So I was like, just shut up, Dawn. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. Now, today, I had the vindication of being able to tell my story and exactly what happened. With or without Cindy, with or without Terry and Maxine, they're not going to admit that what I'm saying is right, because admitting that means that they were like, okay, wow, we are still doing, so we're on our second album. We sold like 3 to 5 million on the first album, but we're going in under the same terms as the first album to do Funky Divas. Born to Sing sold a lot, and now we're going in, even though we sold a lot on the first album, we're going in under the second album with the same terms as the first agreement that we had, that first contract. They were okay with that. And so they would have to sit there on private sessions and agree. Dawn was right. We should have listened to her. We were too stupid to figure out, like, yeah, we're only making 2 pennies a record. We were too stupid, like, to, after Runaway Love, that we were making a whole lot of money for a lot of people, but we weren't making anything ourselves. We have to admit that right now. Oh boy, it was like opening a can of snakes, not a can of worms, but like Pandora's box, as they say. So I just bit my tongue because I knew that the three of them were not going to admit that. Dawn was right. We were only making 2 cents a record, and we were okay with that. Dawn was right. We did kick her out for doing the same exact thing Terry did. And we were okay with that. Like, that's what I mean. It would have been too difficult to explain all of that shit. So I was just like, shut up. Just don't say anything.
They should have listened to you. Now, you brought up somebody else that I want to get into. In 1994, In Vogue appeared on the April cover of Vibe magazine. Y'all remember Vibe? It was huge.
Yes,
with the headline, In Vogue delivers, the funky divas talk fame, fashion, and the biggest diva of them all, Luther Vandross. So I want to compare.
Hold on, please. Hold on, Jay. I need a second. I need a moment. Because I've been saying this. I have done over 80 interviews. I love you so much. I am praising God for you on this planet right now. Because I have said this in so many interviews, and people keep coming to me on Shade with these fake profiles saying, Dawn, you keep talking about the same thing, and you're the only one, and why are you talking about Luther Vandross so bad, and blah, blah, blah. I keep saying, we said it in Vibe magazine, but you gave the whole quote from the cover.
Because I had the copy.
Exactly. We had on all white, and Cindy was in a white top, and she was pregnant. We were all standing around her stomach, and we were all like touching her stomach. And yes, that is En Vogue delivers. I see it in big black letters. I want to say it was down to the right or left on the cover. And the biggest diva of all, Luther Vandross. I didn't say that by myself.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You just gave me vindication. I'm going to send you flowers. I love you, Jay.
No, I love you too. But I wanted to compare and contrast this because you said that you all went on tour with Hammer. Hammer was huge. So my comparison is like, because I hear so many people saying good things about Hammer helping them, like Pepper from Salt and Pepper has talked about, he helped them renegotiate a better rate. His brother told him what to say, Stanley Burrell.
Yes, Burrell, exactly. Yep.
So what was it like touring with MC Hammer versus Luther Vandross?
Well, MC Hammer was pop crossover. So already you could see the audience out there was not just black people, not just Asians, not just Spanish or Italian, but it was all people. So that's what the biggest thing that we noticed was that. Now, I want to say that we did MC Hammer's tour first. So by doing Luther Vandross, we kind of digressed and went down a little bit. I love Luther. He's a, like I say all the time, we sat there every night like little girls and watched his show. Like we were just learning. Oh my God, am I here and now? We're learning his steps. I promise. Boom. Boom. You know what I mean? His girls were so graceful and their hands were graceful and he was graceful with them. So he was amazing. I am not taking anything away from Luther. Let me precurse that because everybody wants to look for something, find fault in what the fuck I say. He was amazing. Mm-hmm. But I just think that us going to do Luther Vandross after MC Hammer, we should have went up from there, not down from there. Because
Hammer was huge.
Yes, we did Wembley Stadium with him. Wembley Stadium is 80,000 people, 80,000 seats. With Luther Vandross, we did, it was like 12,000 seaters, 20,000 seaters, huge. Still no less, no doubt. It was huge, but not as big as MC Hammer. So again, why do we have, and Vogue got bigger. Had we, after we did that first album, had we gotten a big manager, and I hate to say it like this, but it's true. There's a term called, you got to get the Jew. You got to get a Jew on your team because the Jews, they run Hollywood. They run the entertainment world. And so if you don't have a big, huge Jew on your team, they have power. They run Hollywood. They run the athletic world. They run the entertainment world. And so they are the ones in charge. And if you don't have a Jewish person on your team to have your back and your front, you're not going to make it to where you need to go. We were huge, but we didn't have the team to push us to iconic level, meaning one time we had a meeting with Chris Stokes. Chris Stokes put together, say again, Immature. Exactly. Thank you so much. And so he was telling us, he said, when we got to the meeting, he was a friend of my ex-husband's. And my ex-husband set up the meeting with him. And we were at, there's a restaurant in Hollywood on Robertson. And the Ivy. It's called the Ivy in Hollywood. And everybody and their mama, you would see Cher. You're going to see Donald Trump one time I saw. I mean, you see like the biggest stars go there. It's the who's who. And when you come out of the restaurant, there's always paparazzi. I don't know who they're waiting for. Most times, everybody else but me. I'm like, hey, guys, hi, I'm here too. Hey. They're not looking at me at all. But, you know, you're going to see everybody there. So Chris Stokes was like, wow, no, so sorry. Let me digress that. We were at the Spirit Awards, me and my ex-husband, and I was giving away a couple of awards that day, and they give awards to everyone. Doctors that do, you know, a lot of philanthropy work. They do free work for people and do surgeries for free and stuff like that. And they give nurses awards. Like, it's not just celebrities, and I love those awards for that reason. So while we were there, we saw Chris Stokes. He was like, "What is your wife doing now?" My ex-husband was like, nothing really. We're trying to get a deal for her. He's like, let's talk. So we went to the Ivy. Now, after that, he was like, I will give you guys whatever you want as in Vogue. So I called the girls and I said, let's get together and let's have a meeting. So I called them. I told them what Chris Stokes was offering. And they were like, okay. Cindy had just had her second or third baby, maybe. Third baby. And she brought the baby to the meeting. And we're all holding him. A daughter. She had a second daughter. So she had a boy, two girls in the middle, and then another boy. So she had four kids. But this was her third baby. So we're holding her daughter in the meeting. Chris, I brought a list of things, and I'm asking him, Chris, so we want a deal where we don't have to recoup any of our videos. And he was like, okay, cool, you got it. What else? And I'm looking at my list like, we want a deal where we don't have to recoup our advance. He said, okay, cool. What else? We want, and I'm looking at my list like, oh, he's giving us whatever we want, right? Now, how did I get on this subject? What did you ask me?
You got on it from talking about, like, we started talking about touring, and then you said that you like ran into him, so it was like a better deal for you.
It was a much better deal. He was offering us the world. But he wanted us to take that deal. To me, we should have said, Chris, where can we sign? We don't even need our attorneys to look at this. If you're giving us everything that we want, because he said, oh, that was the point. He said, you guys have never been the kind of group that actually stepped out of your car and paparazzi was there. He said, Dawn, what kind of car? No, he said, Cindy first. What is your dream car? What is your dream car? And she said, whatever car, I guess a Mercedes. He said, you should get out of your Mercedes Benz at the grocery store and you got paparazzi around you. You've never had that kind of success. Cindy, Terry, Maxine, what kind of car do you like? Well, I'll just say, I was like G-Wagon. I want a G-Wagon, Mercedes G-Wagon with the kit around it, AMG. I want that whole, he was like, Dawn, you should be able to get out going to the mall and you got paparazzi all around you and you're like, oh my God, I can't walk, I can't see because you paparazzi's in it. He's like, you've never had that kind of success because there's a certain amount of money that goes with that kind of success. Because you guys have not been paid like that, you don't have success like that. And I want to make it so that you guys are the biggest girl group that ever existed. I want to make it so that you guys have mansions in like in Beverly Hills or in Bel Air, wherever you want to live. You want an island, you can buy an island. Like he was like that. I was like, okay, what the fuck are you guys waiting for? Cindy, Maxine, you guys ready? Like really right now, right here today. Let's do like what do we? And they went
so they
home.
didn't do it?
No, they did not. They went home and they said, well, Dawn, we heard that your ex-husband at the time, Dre called Chris Stokes and did something to the deal. I was like, you guys are full of shit. You guys are full of it. If Denny and Tommy are producers, so for instance, with Don't Let Go, when I first heard this song, it was like hit. This is a hit. I love it immediately. Cindy, I think, loved it too. Maxine was like, yeah, this is a good song, but I thought it was just phenomenal. Cindy loved it like I did. Maxine liked it, or maybe it was the opposite way. Maxine loved it just like I did. Cindy was like, yeah, it's nice. I like it. But Terry was like, no, I don't. Are you? So anything that is not Denny and Tommy, and we would always call her on this. If it's not Denny and Tommy's production, you don't like it. If it's not a deal with Denny and Tommy involved, you don't want the deal. She would slow play every single thing that we would have, and I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. So I don't understand the loyalty. I really don't, because sometimes you're loyal to someone to a fault, where you're so loyal to them that you're discarding yourself. You are disregarding, I should say, yourself. You're not making sure that you're also taken care of in the process. I love Denny and Tommy. I think they're amazing. They gave us a chance. They put us on. They gave us the chance to be in Vogue. But we also, I was just watching Jealousy and Club Nouveau. Jealousy, Lean on Me, and I'm looking at Denny and Tommy like, you guys didn't even know at that time that you were going to have a group as big as In Vogue. And yet when we made you a household name, because nobody knows you from these videos, they just know Club Nouveau, but they knew the girl, I forgot her name, it escapes me right now, and then they knew Samuel, who was singing lead on most of it. So nobody really knew Denny and Tommy, and here we are, the biggest girl group in the world. We're putting you guys on. We're giving you a name, a household name. Denzel Foster, Thomas McElroy was said over and over and over every single time we sit down for an interview. And yet you guys can't have our backs and make sure that at this point, you know, after our first album is successful, you know that we're supposed to tear up our old contract.
Right.
So nobody's giving us advice. Nobody's advising us on anything. And I'm pissed off. If you can tell, I'm pissed.
But I'm glad y'all did that song, because Organized Noise is huge. They did Waterfalls. They did Outkast. Andrea Martin helped write the song, didn't she?
Yes, but Organized Noise was not responsible for us to renegotiate our contracts. Denny and Tommy were. Denny would sit with us for hours on end telling us how he loves us. He's our brother. We're his little sisters. He's going to protect us. He would give us what I call, it's in my book, brainwashing sessions, telling us why we shouldn't leave the group and why we should stay together and why we should do this, that, and the other thing. And when it came down to it, he didn't protect us that same way. You talked to us for hours. why we shouldn't leave the group. Oh, y'all need to stick together. Y'all need to do this. And y'all shouldn't leave the group. And the group is, everybody got to be down for the group and be down. Y'all as sisters and be down for each other. Motherfucker, who's down for the individual? We're for the group, but the group isn't for us individually. So that is what I'm saying. Nobody was giving us that advice. You know what I mean? It's like, to a fault, we're down for the group, but the group is not down for us. And yeah, that group is making you a millionaire, Denny. You got a freaking mansion in Black Hawk. So yeah, you're trying to make sure that we don't leave because we are your bread and butter.
Right.
We are your golden goose or golden geeses or whatever the hell. Golden geese. We are that for you. So you don't want us to leave the group. You don't want us to wake the fuck up and get the hell out. You don't want us to destroy what's not broken. For you and Tommy, everything was perfect. For Denny and Tommy, everything was fine. For us, it was not. And as long as they could keep it that way and keep us in the dark, everything was good for them. The minute I woke up, they were like, oh shit. we gotta get this bitch, we gotta get her out. Yeah, well, you know what? I sang the biggest hit, so good luck with that. You know what, too? I say that all the time, and it's a little bit of an ego in there, but I think that I really know this for a fact. I don't think I know. God would not see through to it if you guys would have just kicked me out of the group, big hit or not. If they would have kicked me out of the group the way that they did, wrongful termination the way that they did, it still would have failed. They would have failed because you can't live a good life knowing that you did bad by someone. Excuse me, that's karma. That's just karma. So I'm going on and on and on. What are the other questions? I'm so sorry.
Well, they haven't, ever since that era, the group now hasn't reached that success again. But this question, since you talked about Don't Let Go, which is a video I love, you guys worked with director and photographer Matthew Ralston. He gave you amazing videos with My Lovin', Don't Mess With My Man with Lucy Pearl. I love that one. What a Man with Salt and Pepper. Why do you think those videos are so iconic? Because the visual of those videos still stand the test of time.
Yes, yes, and yes. Oh my gosh. You said it. Matthew Ralston. Someone just put a photo out, and I'm standing right next to him. And I said, wow, you guys found this picture of me with us. It was all of us, but I was standing right next to him. It was from Don't Let Go. It was that day in New York City, and we were all standing around him, and some crew, some of the cast members were there. Yeah, those videos were iconic because it's Matthew, and he's a visionary too. He is more in the fashion world. He actually does commercials, or used to. I don't know if he still does actually, but he was doing bigger things than videos. And our video, he just wanted to work with us, so that was a blessing in itself. And he showed us that fashion. He showed us what lighting. I have a light around my but I don't have it plugged in. But yeah, the ring light came from Matthew. Matthew's the one who came up with that fashion. Yeah, because for the Never Gonna Get It part, never gonna get it, that breakdown part, we can barely move. So all that stuff comes from that lighting in there. We had to stay still because we were only within if you move out like this, you're out of the camera shot. If you move out like this, you're out of the camera shot. So his lighting, he actually had bulbs around his ring light had bulbs, like light bulbs. And Matthew was just a perfectionist. He loved beauty lighting is what he called it. He came up with that. That was his thing. So it was iconic it was a privilege to work with such an icon because he was a perfectionist. He understood fashion. I think he does runway photography as well, or magazines, like he does retail, not retail, what is it called? He shoots for magazines. He shot us for Rolling Stone magazine. We were on the cover of that as well. So yeah, he does a lot, and he's in the fashion world, so he understood what we needed. That's why Salt and Pepper wanted him, because they were like, okay, yes, exactly. If what's the video? If Don't Let Go looks that good, and that, yeah, we want him too. We want the person that made that happen. Sorry, trying to straighten up my light. But yeah, we want the person that made that happen. So they hired him, and with him was what's his name? Kevin Aquan. Kevin Aquan is such an amazing makeup artist. He passed away now. That's why I said it like that. But he was, you know, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is Kevin Aquan. And the girls, Salt and Pepper, were like, wait, we were like, now all of a sudden we got to get Kevin Aquan because it's in Vogue on the set. We were like, yes, ma'am. You know, they were making a joke about it, but he was expensive. And I'm thinking, we had never worked with him either. We had Troy Jensen from the very beginning, so we didn't know. And here we are on the set with them, and they're like, wow, so Kevin Aquan, we get Kevin Aquan because of In Vogue. And we're like, whatever, y'all. But he was so sweet, so down to earth, so kind. When I tell you, his heart was of gold. He wasn't messy. He wasn't catty. He wasn't bitch and this and all that. He wasn't any of that stuff, which I thought it was going to be that. I was prepared for. I was like, bitch. He was like, huh? Oh my gosh, why did you say that? You know, he was like, I was like, he's not your average. Okay, wait a minute. Let me fix myself. I'm sorry, Kevin. No, he was really sweet and very kind, and I'm sorry that he left us. He was genius. But we only got him because of Matthew. Again, Matthew was like, nope, I want the best. I love Troy, but I want the best. So he brought him in.
Now, something else I love in the video for giving him something he can feel,
yes.
Y'all had the actor Dorian Harewood that played Levi Brown in Sparkle.
Exactly. Yes, we did. Oh my gosh, thank you for coming with his name. I'm so awful. I've done 80 interviews, and I always say in the original guy from Sparkle, and I don't know his name, so Dorian. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was, so we had filmed the whole video up until the last hour by ourselves. So our reactions, looking at the guys and doing all those sexy moves and all that stuff, was by ourselves. Oh. And then when they got there, because we were nervous. We didn't want to do this in front of El DeBarge and Johnny Gill. Come on now. Like, no. So when they walked in, we had to say hello to them, and then they refreshed our makeup and our hair, and we did it twice in front of them. The whole thing, that whole thing in front of him, in front of them, and it was like, oh my God, I can't look out there. I can't. You're supposed to look over their heads to the back wall. You got to act like you're looking at the audience, but you're looking at the seats behind the people, the empty seats. Because if you look and you catch someone's eyes, you're like, oh my God, you're nervous. Yes. So we had to act like, oh, we're looking at you. You look sexy. Oh, hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy. How are you? You know, we had to act like that, but I'm looking at the back wall and not looking at you. Because it was too, oh my gosh, too hard. Hey, you guys. Hey. Hey, everybody.
But it was sexy, though. Y'all actually did 2 songs from Sparkle, the soundtrack that Aretha Franklin did and Curtis Mayfield wrote and produced. Did y'all ever hear what they thought of y'all doing the songs?
No. Oh my gosh. Aretha, I kind of understand, because I'm like, anytime someone wants to redo Don't Let Go, I'm like, no. I do that. I'm so mean. I'm like, no, don't touch what can't. No, we did a great job with it. Leave it alone. But
that's not mean.
Had we not done giving him something he could feel, and I did Rocksteady, exactly. I'm so gracious and grateful to, I should say grateful, not gracious, but I'm grateful to Aretha for those songs, and I did a great job. We did a great job. So, you know, I don't blame her though for not saying anything to us, but I wish I would. I wonder. I think she was proud. I want to say she was proud of us.
You know? I think she would have liked it because, well, she said before she passed, when it comes to people doing her songs, yes, she would prefer that they do a song that she wrote. So she wrote Rocksteady. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. And yeah, with giving them something to feel, since it was for the soundtrack, you know, the original one was for the soundtrack. It wasn't really hers, you know, so we were emulating the girls in the video as well. And I'm sorry, in the movie. Lynetta McGee, yeah, exactly. what's her name? Oh my gosh.
Um,
Remember my name, babe. Oh no.
yeah, I know who you talking about. I can't
Yeah,
think
we
of
were
her name.
emulating them. So I don't think it was personal with Aretha, and she didn't write it. You're absolutely right. So good. I'm glad. Hearing what you say, I know that she's proud of me with Rocksteady, because it was like 2 beats PM faster than hers too. I needed a little more energy with it, so we sped it up just 2 beats per minute, 2 BPMs as they say, and it was such a great song. I mean, all that organ in the beginning, that's Aretha. Come on, that's her all day long. You know what I mean? It was the
Yeah,
ultimate 70s song. That was the get down for the barbecue, the backyard barbecue at everybody's house. Come on. It was. For
yes.
Black people, that was our theme. So thank you.
You know that organ is Donny Hathaway.
No, my gosh.
That's
What?
Donny Hathaway. Yup. Because you know he was on Atlantic with Aretha and he played on a lot of her stuff.
Oh my
That's Donny Hathaway.
gosh.
That's Donny.
You are a genius with your history here, Jay. You're giving me life right now today. I love this. Thank you so. Had no idea. I would have, you know what? I
Yep.
would have sampled, had I known that, because we had somebody replay it. I would have sampled him just to give him love again on that song, on my
Yeah.
version. Yeah, I had no idea. Wow. Thank you. That's great.
You welcome, but I loved your version because a lot of people can't cover her and do it right.
Exactly. It's hard to do live, though. I'll tell you that. I am like, ah, yeah, ah. Oh, it's hard to. Because right now I just did it in a falsetto, but I would do that. I do it, ha! If I scream, it's going to be loud, but I do it in full voice live, and I'm just like, oh my God. I'm sitting there like with my hands on my knees, like, okay, oh my God. Yeah, it is. I get winded.
Because it's a high note.
It is very
But you
high. Like
have
you got to
like a
hold it. Ah, yeah.
you have a 4 or 5 octave range though, because you can do whistle notes, right?
Yes, I can. That's not a whistle note though, but yeah, I can do whistle notes. But yeah, it's still something about, because it's fast, and I'm dancing usually. That's probably why I'm dancing through the song. That's what I feel, and let's go song, going across the stage and talking to the fans. 7 more hips with a pillow side side. You know what I mean? And so by the time I get to that, say the car, take a ride by the moon, rock steady. That's called a song. Exactly what it is. It's a funky love I feel. It's moving. You know what I mean? So by the time I get there, it's like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It just means that I have to rehearse more before I get on stage, because you got adrenaline. You don't have an audience in rehearsal with you. So you don't have that adrenaline. You don't have the energy. You don't have the, you're not walking back and forth on stage like you are when the audience is there. So in rehearsal, you're just kind of standing around and singing, and you're just doing your thing. But when you got the audience, you're turned up. You know what I mean? So you got a whole different energy. And I'm just like, oh my God. Y'all hold on for a second. Hold on, please, hold on. Yeah. It's hard. Oh my gosh. Wow.
But you always do it great. Now,
So
another group that you were a part of that was successful was Lucy Pearl with Raphael Sadiq from Tony,
yes.
and Ali Shaheed from Tribe Called Quest.
Yes.
Check the rhyme, y'all.
Exactly.
Did you enjoy making that album more with them?
I did. I gotta say, we had a blast. Don't get me wrong. And Vogue, we had a blast. You're talking about our first album, especially. You're talking about, we're doing something that we have never done. You guys, we are recording an album. Cindy, oh my God, Terry Maxine. We're in the studio. You know what I mean? So it was that with us doing something for the first time together. First of all, we signed a major deal. That in itself is just like, oh my God. And then now we're in the studio and we're recording like, what is this about? You know what I mean? And so we really felt amazing. We felt amazed, and we were so grateful for the whole process. But with Lucy Pearl, we created our own sound and likeness, and it was not anybody else is doing but ours. When we got in the studio, we didn't have a record company over our shoulders saying, you need to take the guitar out there. You know, you need to, how about you guys do a remake of this? It was like we all created our own music. And so it was a labor of love with us. There was nobody hovering over us telling us, shut the fuck up in the studio either, like Denny would. It was just fun. It was a process of love, and sometimes Raphael would be in the studio on the days that I wasn't, and sometimes I would be there when he wasn't, and sometimes it was all of us together, so we would just get food. It was just like that. It was a family. We had fun. We had a blast. So I Can't Stand Your Mother, we were like, what? Okay, we're going to write a song like this.
I like that song.
Oh, it's so fun. Thank you so much, Jay. Yeah. Man, it was like, I can't, like, what? Dance Tonight, exactly. Somebody saying Dance Tonight came, what did they say, came on the radio while I was at work today. Oh my God, really? I think your name is Shanika. Am I right about that? Please help me out. Papillon and Fletcher. She told me why she chose that name too. It's Take Flight or something like that. Dang it, Flicks. Oh my gosh. See, you guys don't have your name on your thing, so I can't address you. I forget. Oh my gosh. Dang it, Flicks. Denny sounds like the king turd. Yeah, well, yeah, he was. He pretty much was, I would say. He gave us, Denny was a control freak. That's all it was. And it's unfortunate because I give so much homage to him and Tommy. I give so much love for them doing an audition. My life would not be what it is today. I'm not saying that I would not have made it successfully.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that it would have been different, you know, and maybe better, maybe worse. I don't know. So I give thanks to them, and I give them their props for creating such a beautiful situation. And Vogue, to me, as I said, is the best that ever did it. There's a lot of great groups, but because I come from this one, I am proud of us. So, and as I say, because I sing all their songs, we did their songs in our show. We did Best of My Love from The Emotions. We did part of a lot of girl group songs in our show. Yeah. So, you know, of course, I love them. I'm not taking away, but because I come from En Vogue and what we built together, I say we are the best that ever did it. So I just wish that he would have been more gracious with us. Take care of us the way you're being taken care of. That's all. It's very simple. You didn't get this shit. You didn't get this mansion while you're walking us around in it and you're bragging about it being, you know, $20 million. You didn't get this shit without us. And he said later on, he's like, well, I had Tony, and I was in Club Nouveau, and I was in, you know, Club Nouveau, and what's the other group he was in? I was in all these groups before in Vogue. And no, you didn't have a mansion before us, dude. Stop. Stop right now. The Tonys never crossed over like in Vogue. Ever.
No, y'all were huge.
Thank you. Massive, major. If you would have had that kind of money and the prestige that you had within Vogue before us, you would have had that mansion before us. Thank you. You were living in a moderate condo. It was cute, but it wasn't a mansion. So stop.
Or he wouldn't have needed an En Vogue.
Thank you. That's real. That's real talk too. He might have, this braid is coming out. He might have had an En Vogue because you still want to succeed even though you're successful, but you don't need an En Vogue. You would have had a mansion before us if that was the case. So stop. Miss me with all of that. Excuse the phone. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So we roll through the past. So I want to roll to the present with you because I don't think a lot of times they focus on you and what you're doing in the now. So we're going to get to know Dawn. Now, is it true that you went to the Institute of Cosmetology?
I did. Oh my gosh. Yes. I went to, so I was in high school and I told my mom I want to go to beauty school. I braided my hair today and I'm so like grateful. Like I braided my hair backwards. I had to start from over here and braid all the way across. Like that to me is so inventive. So, because I'm tired of my hair, I'm like, what am I going to do with my hair today? So I braided, and I added hair to it to make it longer and everything. Like to me, that's like, so I was like, Mom, I want to go to beauty school. She said, well, you're in high school right now, so I don't know how you're gonna. Mom, I promise, I'm gonna do it. If I do it, I promise I'll keep my high school, my work together in high school. I won't let my grades fail. But can I please? And so she got me in Institute of Cosmetology in Oakland, and my grades started failing because I was so into beauty school. I didn't care about high school. Who cares about that? I'd get on the bus and I would go to school, and then she would pick me up after school. Oh, I love my mom. Just thinking about that. But my grades were failing, Jay. I lied.
So
I totally lied because I was so into school. I was like, I would come home and I would do like, okay, Ma, I want to do, and my sister, let me do your pedicure for you. So I was like, they were getting my guinea pigs. And yeah, so it was, and it was too expensive too, because there were things that we had to buy as class went on. She had to buy me one of those doll heads so I can experiment, and I tore it up. My first cut, it was like this. My cut on that doll head was like, it was it was a mess. And she was like, no, okay, you got to buy special scissors. You got to buy cutting scissors, cutting shears. You got to buy dyes. You got to buy, oh no. She was like, I can't keep this up. Plus your grades are failing. So that's my excuse to get you out of there. So I didn't follow through. I didn't graduate, but I loved it. And I learned a lot about how to cut on the bias and how to do, like I said, pedicures, and how to shampoo the head. You have to support the head in the shampoo bowl. And I didn't know that. I'm thinking everybody holds their own head up. It's like, no, you got to shampoo and hold that head at the same time and don't drop it. Yeah, stuff like that. It was just, yeah. I was grateful for all of that. Learning how to color. That's when I finally got out of school. We were just starting to learn how to color. And I wish I would have graduated, but I couldn't keep up. One had to fail, and the other one, it's like you pay attention to school or you paid attention to high school, one or the other, beauty school or high school. So I had to quit. And plus it was expensive for her. Nobody was helping her, but me, my dad wasn't even helping. Yeah. So.
But you had something else that was meant for you.
I sure did. Oh my gosh. But I could be doing the girls' hair. Like Cindy, Terry, Maxine could have been my guinea pigs.
No.
Exactly. I would have been like, Maxine, let me do blonde on you. Let me just bleach your hair blonde. Come on, Cindy. Let me cut your hair. Cindy has really curly, naturally curly hair. Her mom is white and her dad's black, but she didn't get that straight mixed hair. Yeah, she got mixed like curly. She would have been like, Dawn, no, you are not cutting my, oh my God, no, you're not cutting my hair. Now, Terry, come on, let me just put some streaks in. I would have damaged their hair. Yeah.
But now you are a boss. You have your own record label, Stiletto Entertainment. What thing are you working on, and how is it running your own label?
I have my own label. I have my own label. Stiletto Entertainment.
Like the shoe, stiletto.
Like the stiletto, exactly. It's really great to have my own label. I got lots of plans for it, but I have nothing on it yet. So I'm not in a position where I can sign groups or sign acts, and you got to be able to. I think it's really selfish when someone signs you, but they don't have the time and the money or resources to put into you. So I will do my own project first on my label. Sorry, trying to straighten up my hair, but I will do my own album on my label through another major or through major distribution. And so I'm going to do that first. And then once I'm successful and in a position to do that, then I want to come with Glam. That is my first project. Doing a girl group called Glam. Yes. Okay. Because.
What you looking for in your group?
In the 70s, there was a movement called glam. The glam movement was punk rock, kind of punk rock, pre-punk.
Like LaBelle.
Like LaBelle, there you go, exactly. So Mark Bolan was in a group called T-Rex, and T-Rex was all about glam. They would wear kind of female-ish clothes. You know, so Mark Bolan would have on a jacket, but his lapel would be all like glitter. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, he was like heavily into that. He wasn't gay or anything. He just loved fabulousness. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
David Bowie loved fabulousness. I think he was bisexual, I'm not sure, but he still loved what glam meant was it was a rebellion of a sense. It was like, I want to be free to be myself. We don't want Vietnam War. We don't, you know, we want to be fabulous. We want to wear what the fuck we want to wear. We're not 9-to-5ers. We don't go to work with a certain suit and tie on every day. We want to be ourselves. So, and LaBelle came out of nowhere. Like you said, a black group, like female group coming out of nowhere, dressing like Kiss. Are you kidding me? Right now, I love them. Talking about Lady Marmalade. Oh my God. Yeah. So I just thought they were risky. I thought, wow, you ladies are doing the most. And you look like Kiss, but you're black. Like, come on. I just thought that was so brilliant. That was so risky and unafraid and unapologetic. This is who the hell we
but
are.
They couldn't sing. They really are three
and
of the ladies.
Let us break it down vocally for you. Right, exactly. Not only do we look like this and we're wearing these outfits, we're going to break it down for you vocally. Come on. They brought it. So I want a group that does that. I want a group that sings like in Vogue, that sings, harmonizes like us, plays instruments like Climax, and dresses like LaBelle. That is glam. That is glam. Heck yeah. Yep.
That's smart.
Thank you so much. I'm excited about that.
Now you're writing a book. What's going to be the focus of your book, and when can we expect it? Because I'm ready to read it.
When can you expect it, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. The topic of my book is in Vogue. So it's predominantly my life within Vogue and all the years from the audition. There's a little bit that talks about how my father discovered my talent when I was 2. But for the most part, it's mostly about in Vogue. And then at the end, I'll talk a little bit about Lucy Pearl. But I want to give Lucy Pearl its own book. I think Lucy Pearl deserves its own shine. You know what I mean? It's like, in its own right, we did our thing, man. I want to give Lucy Pearl its day. We deserve that.
Yeah.
And my album will be out first quarter, so it's like I think by April, because it was gonna be no, sorry. It was going to be, what is Valentine's Day? February 14th. Lord have mercy. It was going to be Valentine's Day, but I think April. Sometime in April. So it's like everything comes out new in spring. And my book will be a part of that newness. I can't wait. I have an amazing ghostwriter. He's kicking ass right now. And it's shocking how fast he writes, like literally. Yeah, he has to, like, we talk all the time so he can get the information that he needs for my book. But he takes the information I give him and he's just, he's writing so fast. Like, he's amazing. That boy is genius. I'm too close to the story I keep editing and fixing stuff and going back and, oh, no, it was this. And Sydney said that day. And Terry was this. And we said that. And I said this. And it's too close to me. My story, yeah, it's hard to get past.
What is going to be the sound of your album? Because if you do something like funky again, like Don't Mess With My Man, like that gave me like Shaka Khan vibes with Rufus. Like, I love that. But how was your album going to sound?
Wait a minute, Jay. I'm so sorry. Why are they coming in here with Geico commercials? Y'all need to sit the hell down. Geico commercials. Are you serious right now? That's so rude. It's so freaking rude, and I hate it. 15 minutes. Really, y'all? Can y'all kick him off there?
Let me see.
How will you market your book? You market your book by doing a tour. You get on. So, I'm sorry, Jay. You asked me a question. This is your show.
That's okay. what is going to be the sound of your album? Because I need another "Don't Mess with My Man" because you gave me Shaka Khan and Rufus vibes with that.
Wow.
You did. Like when they did "Do You Love What You Feel?" "Don't Mess with My Man" gives me that vibe, but more Mark in the now.
Okay. I cannot even close my mouth. Wow.
It
Jay,
does.
seriously?
It's like you and Raphael to me, how like Aretha and Curtis did Sparkle, and then they did another album a lot of people don't know about called Almighty Fire. But y'all working together gives me that kind of vibe, and that song just puts me in that mindset.
Wow, my gosh. Wow. You know, it took a lot of people. Thank you, first of all. It took a lot of people to put that album, to make that album. And unfortunately, a lot of the people are not working together. So, it took Monet and I was writing all the girl parts on that project. Monet and I wrote together. So she was helping me write. Then you got Raphael doing his thing bass wise and guitar. I think he played guitar too. And then we had other musicians come in and play. And we had Bobby and Glenn were the crux of the whole thing. Of course, Ali contributed whatever he contributed, but you know, he wasn't the main producer, and neither was Raphael. I gotta say, it was Glenn and Bobby. I was working on a project before we did Lucy Pearl, and it was a white guy and a Mexican guy called Jake and the Fat Man. Glenn and Bobby. Glenn was the white guy, Bobby was the Mexican guy, and Bobby Ozuna, and Glenn Standridge, and they were the meat and potatoes of that whole project. They were so genius. Yeah, I mean, it was like they would use these break beats from this group called the Meters, and it was a bunch of musicians that came together and just play and just jam with each other, and they would use those break beats, and we would pick which one we liked the most, and then Raphael would play over it. He'd play like 12 bass lines over one break beat, and the next day, Jay, we would come in the studio and they would have the makings of La 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 or Good Love or Don't Mess with My Man. It was like that. It was so brilliant. So freaking brilliant. So it's hard. I'm having a hard time right now because people are kind enough to send me amazing tracks. I'm getting all this music. But what I love about Lucy Pearl is that it was so organic. There was no plan. There was no plot to anything. We were not like, oh, let's do this type of song today. Let's talk about I Can't Stand Your Mother. Let's do a song about how love feels, or remember the time when we were little, when we were kids, when we didn't have a dime. Let's write a song about that. Or every day, how you make me feel. Every day, every day, every day. Let's write a song like that. Like Raphael would just start an idea, or I would start an idea, or Monet would start an idea, and we were like, okay, so what do you have right there? Okay, I'm gonna write this part. Or oh, let's put this note in there right there. You know what I mean? It was just like that. It was so beautiful. The process was happening as we were in the studio. There was no, okay, tomorrow we're going to do this. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that at all. It was so not like
So
that.
do you want to do that with your album? Like just let it happen organically?
I would love it if possible. I would love it. Those people, I have Monet. So the other day, Elijah is Raphael's cousin, and Elijah was on the road with us. So he played in the band, and he was kind of mean to me as well. He was kind of nasty, and he just apologized to me for all that how he treated me on the road. And I reached out to him, and I was like, wow, Elijah, you know, thank you so much for that. So we started talking about getting a band together. Let's work.
Yeah.
And he's been sending me tracks as well. So we're not really, this has only been what, 5-6 days now? It's not even a full week. But we want to talk, we're talking about getting on the road, doing some virtual shows first.
Yes.
Yes, Jay. And doing some virtual shows so we can make some money. And he made the announcement on his Facebook page that we're going to be working together. I was like, yeah. He had me on a live, and I didn't even know it was live. I called him, and he was like, yeah, so this is Don Robbins. I'm like, first of all, my name is Dawn, and you know it. wait a minute, what are you talking about? Who are you introducing me to? He's like, I got you on live, Facebook Live. Dude! Oh my God, he embarrassed the heck out of me because I wasn't ready. But yeah, they call me Dawn. I'm like, why are you still calling me D-O-N? My name is D-A-W-N. It's Dawn. You know, it's so funny. They can't. It's like the South, the Southern, so they can't get it right. Dawn. You call me Dawn too, Jay. How you say my
Yeah,
name?
Dawn.
You're just saying that because I said it just now. Dawn. Exactly. Yeah, but we're working together on some stuff, so that is going to be because I loved. He's been sending me tracks, and I love how he thinks musically. And it's almost like it's a Oakland reunion of a sense because there's a band. So Raphael's cousin, Elijah, that's Elijah, and then you got Jubal in the band, and so Oakland High, which is where I went, and Castlemont High were rivals. Castlemont High had the band though, so literally celebrities would come and hear them play. They were that good. We could not beat them for nothing. When our band would play and against them, we would lose. It was just that way. So so now it's almost like the battle of the bands coming back together. But Raphael and I knew each other before Lucy Pearl, before In Vogue, before any of that success. We were kids. He played in my band when I was 16. Yeah. And he was 16 too. So it's just neat that did I say neat? Yeah, I did. It's really cool that I'm coming together with Raphael's cousin because he's like, yeah, Raphael did me just as dirty. I was like, I tried to tell you when I was back there. You could have had my back then, and we could have fought him together. You know, you would have had my back, but you were following your cousin, and I get it. You were loyal to your family. I get that. So now we're loyal to each other. You know, and we got Jubal in there. Jubal was one of the baddest guitar players I have ever heard. That boy can rival and play along with Eddie Van Halen. Oh my God, Steve Vai. Oh, Eric Clapton. You're talking about this boy. To me, I want to say Jimi Hendrix. Woo! Come on. And Jimi Hendrix is the man. Guitar-wise. Yes, as far as guitar. I'm sorry, my hair is just.
You fine.
It's shiny and it's pretty, but it's falling apart right now.
Like, if you're open to working with new people, who would be like an established producer that you would like to work with? Because I could see you, because of, like, to me, their whole sound.
Yes.
Like, you know how some producers, I can hear like a Babyface song on the radio, and I can tell from the arrangement that it's Babyface. But if I hear a Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, like, I can hear 20 of their songs back to back.
Oh my God, I love them so much.
Would you ever work with them?
I would totally work with them. Like right now. Did I say yes quick enough? Oh my God, Jay, I would love to. Because you're absolutely right. They're very versatile. So when they did, of course, they always had Janet's sound, and it's incredible. What they do with her is just genius. But they also did the Human League. I'm only human. It's too low for me. But yeah, they did I'm Only Human with them. That was a breakthrough song for them. It crossed them over to us as Black people. Like, come on. They did the opposite with a white group that would happen with a Black group crossing over pop. You know what I mean? They crossed over R&B with that song. So, heck yeah, I would in a heartbeat. Like that. Sometimes working with the big names, though, requires, they have big egos. And they require big dollars. And I don't have it like that. Now, I do have a budget. But I don't want to spend my whole budget on one song from, you know, Jimmy and Terry or one song from Babyface. I want to make sure that budget goes a long way. So, yeah. But they are genius. Oh, you're putting it out in the universe. I'm going to put that out in the universe. They're going to be like, you know what, Dawn? We don't need to get paid. We're so rich. We don't need it. We'll get paid.
Yeah, they can do one for free.
Yes,
they can do one for free, definitely.
Exactly. We'll get it on the back end, working with you.
You're developing a podcast, and you're working on a design show for HGTV. Yes! Can you tell us about those?
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Jay. I told you all that stuff. But yes, I am. A design show. So there's a guy named Frankie. I hope he's listening right now. Frankie Joe. And he does a few shows on TV, and he followed me, and I was like, this guy's face looks familiar. So I went on his page, and I'm looking, and he does shows on HGTV. why did that? I was like, okay. So first of all, Frankie, thank you for following me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a show on HGTV about renters, because every single show on DIY and HGTV and anything that has home improvement is mostly for people that
Mm-hmm.
own homes. Who has a mansion? Like all these mansion shows, most people don't live in mansions. It's beautiful to see what they do with these places and how they refurbish them to their original beauty. But
Mm-hmm.
don't nobody live in no damn mansion. So as much as I love those shows, yeah. And he was like, Dawn, you have a brilliant idea. So let's work together. I was like, oh my God. So I sent him my ideas for an HGTV show, and he was like, I love your ideas. And like he was talking about, I don't want to say it all, but he was talking about in the beginning of Green Acres, a show that used to come on out in the 70s on
I
TV.
remember that.
That's your era too?
I
Yeah.
remember that.
Zsa Gabor, darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. You know, she would talk. That's how she talks. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. And her husband was a farmer. He was a country guy, and she was a city girl. So she'd have her pearls on, and she's standing in the field with him and looking like, oh, you know what I mean? Because she'd have on her
Yeah.
pearls and her nightgown with the fur around the collar and all that stuff. So he was like, what if we do the beginning of the show, something like that? Like one minute you see us all dressed up and we're like on the red carpet and we're doing this, because he's somewhat of a celebrity too. And he's like, how about we look like this in the beginning, and then just before the show starts, you see us in overalls and you have pigtails and you got paint in your hair and paint on your face, and I'm holding a hammer, and we're just cracking up because we're getting ready to refurbish someone's apartment. And they
That's a
have
good idea.
exactly 3 apartments to choose from. And when they finally choose their apartment, we have them negotiate with their landlord that if we fix this place up, will you lower my
Mm-hmm.
rent? You know, and if you lower my rent, everybody wins. You get a place that long after I move out is going to be more beautiful, and I get a place with lowered rent, but it's beautiful while I'm living here as well. So I was like, yeah, I brought that idea to him, and he was like, Dawn, it's genius. So let's talk to. So now we're talking to a bunch of people, and we just did I did the contract today for him, and a letter of intent, just a letter saying, I'm interested. We met on Instagram, and this is what I came up with, and he agreed, and we have the show idea together, and we want to shop the show. And he told me too the other day, he said there's a show on HGTV called Fixer Upper, and it's Chip and Joanna Gaines.
Yeah, I watched that.
You watch that too? I watch it too. I love them. And he said he worked with Chip and Joe a long time ago. He worked with them on his own with them. And he said they have their own network now. And I'm just like, you got to be
They
kidding.
do.
Like, yeah, Magnolia. You heard about that?
They have like I'm in Dallas, and there's a store here called Nebraska Furniture. It's like a huge store, and they have their own furniture line.
I know they do, but it's also in Target. Like you walk in Target in the home department and you see Magnolia right there. I'm like, they are doing the most. They are multimillionaires now. I'm so proud of them. With all their kids, they have a beautiful family. And he said Chip is exactly what you see on TV. He won't stop. Like Chip is like, you want to just. He said you want to just pull his cheeks. Like, come here, stop it, because he won't calm down. He has ADD real bad. And Joanna is just as sweet, and she's looking at him like, Chip, would you please just stop? She's very sweet. So he said they have their own network, and I was like, well, let's talk to them, because if they have a new network, they'll want to pick up our show because it's so different. There is nothing on any of these TV shows about renters. Nothing.
Nope.
So I was like, I'd rather start with them because they're so gracious, and they won't stop us from being creative. Whereas if you're on HGTV or DIY or Bravo or Lifetime, they have their stipulations of what you can and can't do. Whereas Chip and Joe will be like, oh, good, fine, do it. You know what I mean? They're going to be much freer with us as to our ideas. And so I'm so ready, and I'm so excited about that. And my book, everything that's coming together, God is so good. Like, it's just, I know it's because I'm being seen as much as I am. So
Yes.
the other day I was like, I told my mom, I said, Ma, I think I'm going to stop doing interviews, because she's like, Dawn, don't. No, because people want to talk to you. And I love that you guys have a platform that, first of all, I don't have to pay for, but that you want to talk to me. You have people that watch your show or that are on your page that follow you. And those people tell 10 people, and those, you know what I mean? And so on and so on and so on. And yeah, it's just beautiful how it's all coming together. I can't thank God enough.
And when is your podcast coming?
My podcast, well, that just started. That just, both the HGTV show just started as well. But I can't figure out, that's a world that I'm not familiar with, a podcast world. So iHeartRadio, it's like, I don't know if I go with them, you know, or if I go with, I don't know. I just don't know if I do a podcast with a big major like iHeartRadio or Sirius XM, or if I go, you know, and just do it on YouTube on my own. You know, how you guys are doing this, I don't know. I just don't know where to go from here. So I've been talking to a few people about it, and they're trying to give me advice, but I don't want to start something and then it kind of messes up. So I'm a little bit gun shy of doing the podcast first. I don't know.
Well, you could start on YouTube and they could see it, and then it could break out into a big bidding war, because you would have people following you if you did a YouTube channel.
I would. Thank you. Okay. You know what, Jay? Again, I thank God for you. You're giving me life right now. You're telling me stuff.
Yeah, they really would. So at that point, once you have this big following, you could get the clicks and views. People would talk to you like, you know, because they know you.
Yes,
and you could interview people. And then at that point, they could offer you a deal and you could be like, I need more.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So, okay. Woo! Wow, Jay. You just told me a whole lot. Thank you, God. Oh, wow. Okay, so doing it, okay. I can do it like that. Just start on YouTube. The only thing is, what I keep comparing myself with is like, okay, I was going to say Stella McCarthy. What's her name? Jenny McCarthy has a show, a podcast of her own. And it looks like she has 17 cameras picking up all these different angles of her, even from the back. She's got like somebody over her head, a camera up there. She's got cameras everywhere. But she's an actress with a lot of money. Her husband is, from New Kids on the Block, Donnie Wahlberg's brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Donnie Wahlberg. Not Mark Wahlberg is who I was thinking about, but Mark's brother, Donnie Wahlberg, is her husband. So they have money to be able to get a crew of people to film her thing, and it's like she can look over here and see a camera. And she's like, "Hey, how y'all doing? Oh, hey, how y'all doing? Oh, wow, hey, y'all, what's up?" You know what I mean? She could do a lot more because she's got money into her podcast, and I would only have my camera filming me from my phone.
But you don't need
my
that.
laptop.
You already got the key. That's you. Just flip your phone on and people will watch.
Oh, Jay, come on now.
That's all you need. And I think if you get 1,000, like if you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, then at that point YouTube starts monetizing you. So from that, you could just build and work your way up. But you already have Don Robinson, the name, people will follow. So,
okay. I cannot ignore what I keep hearing it, okay? And when God sends you message after message after message about doing something, you need to follow that. I'm going to follow this. I'm going to start it immediately. And I'm calling you. I'm calling you. Jay.
You can.
Jay.
I'll help you.
So, yeah. You already
I promise I'll share everything I know.
You already volunteered. You know that, right?
Yeah, I work for free. I'll tell you everything I know.
You already started. Oh my gosh. You have created a monster. And it'll be like 3 a.m. Jay, I know you're on the East Coast. You're in Atlanta. I know it's 6 a.m. for you. Please answer your phone. Call me back.
But you can do it yourself.
Oh my God,
like,
Jay.
Something that's true. Don't wait for them to offer you a seat at the table. Make your own table.
Oh my God, because I didn't want it to look amateur. That's my whole thing. I was nervous about it looking
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to
I
hurt.
mean, you have a background with a legacy. Like, all you need is you talking, a background, bring people on, and start from there, and it'll grow. That's all you need.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness, Jay.
We'll talk after this. I'll help you with
Thank you
everything.
so much. Yes, I talked to a guy that was like this podcast guy, and he wanted me to pay him all this money. And I was like, dude, if I had the money to pay you, I wouldn't be asking to do a podcast. The podcast
Yeah.
is not just to talk to my fans. It's a way for me to hopefully have a secondary income. Or, you know,
Right.
because I'm a singer first. So that's why I say it like that. And he was like, well, you know, I cost this much. So let me know when you're ready to pay me. I am not. It won't be for a while.
Nah, you ain't got to pay nobody.
Oh, wow. Oh my
Like,
God.
you already have followers here. All you have to do is just post it. You'll probably get your subscribers like that. So,
Oh, Jesus, yeah. God is so good. I am grateful.
Yeah, we'll talk after
yes,
this.
Diva, you're doing it right now. Hey, Phonies. Thanks, you guys. Michael, Dawn, you are so sweet. Thank you, Michael. Oh, my God. Hey, Sean, how are you? Nikki's on here. Hey, Nikki. I'm sorry. Jay, just excuse my rudeness. I'm so sorry. Phonies,
no,
I
they
see
want to
you.
see you. You fine.
Tanya's on here, too. TJ is Tanya. Kenneth is on here. What the heck? Hey, you guys. Oh, Sean, I love you, too. Hey, you guys. Kay Stokes. Kenneth. Hey. Aaliyah. Hey, sweetie. Maverick. Who's Maverick? Turn on your computer and start singing. Oh, my gosh. Hey, you guys. Thank you so much. Cortland. What's good? How are you? Cortland. Sydney. Hey, Sydney. Duran. Hey, honey. Hi. Smooch is back. Hey. Dang it, Flix. You're going to be so upset with me. I forgot her name again. Robert, how are you?
Okay, so I got one more question.
Please,
and
I'm
then
so
if
sorry.
you
It was
feel,
rude. It was rude of me. I'm so
no,
sorry.
you're
I
not.
got caught up.
I got one more question, and then if you are you cool with taking a couple of questions from the chat?
I want
From
to,
the
yes. I always ask
so
if we could do that, so sure.
if y'all want to send a question, just click the question mark and your question will pop up. So this is my last question, then we'll go to y'all.
Hey, Robert.
If the Don Robinson of today could go back in time and talk to Don in the year 1990, what advice would you give yourself?
Baby, let me tell you. Dawn. Oh, I almost want to cry. I'm so serious because I was so unaware, so green, so stepped on because I was smarter than I was supposed to be. So I got walked over and I got put down and be quiet. Be quiet. Because if you wake up the other three, you're going to be, you know what I mean? Okay, so let me digress. I'm emotional. So sorry.
That's okay.
I have been ostracized from 2 groups because I spoke up. And I have been, even for my ex-husband, like he couldn't stand that I was too strong. And then not too strong to where I was just like mouthy as a wife. It's just, I'm not going to allow you to step on me. I'm not going to allow you to treat me like shit. You're not going to cheat on me and I'm not going to say anything back. You're not going to cheat on me and I'm just going to be okay with it. So that was our problem. He was a chronic cheater. And then he would put his hands on me and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that I have grown into this Dawn Robinson because of that stuff. So I would tell myself, it's going to be all right. First of all, you're going to get through all of this. If you want to leave today and you want to get out of this shit today, you're going to be fine without those girls because you have talent. You have talent. And I would have said, first of all, bite your tongue for a little while. Wait until the right time. Bide your time because after Don't Let Go is huge, then you can tell them bitches fuck off.
But that's true. That's true.
That's what I would say right now. I would have said, Dawn, just bide your time. It's going to be okay. Because I had anxiety after they kicked me out of In Vogue. I thought, oh my God, my life is over. This is my livelihood. This is my group. I helped build this and they're kicking me out. Like, what am I going to do? You know, I had a deal on the table as a solo artist, but I didn't have that deal. I didn't know if being outside of the group was going to work. if being solo was going to be successful. And sure enough, it wasn't, like all these years later. But now I have the wisdom. You know, now I have I'm the shit. Now I have that attitude. Now I have, oh my God, Dawn, your vocals are out of this world. You're amazing. Like, stop worrying. I would have told her, don't worry. It's going to be fine. Just let it happen. I know they're kicking you out of the group. I know you feel so nervous. You're so afraid inside. I know the butterflies are there. Just breathe through it. Hold on to God's unchanging hand. He has your back, your front, and your sides. You're going to be okay. Yes, you're in another group and you're being kicked out. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Because they need you more than you need them. So that's what I would have told. I know I went all into Lucy Pearl and all that stuff, but that's what I would have told my younger self. Don't worry. We get caught up so much sometimes in what not only our jobs or our boss or our coworkers or our loved ones in the household with us, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, daughter, kids, neighbors, you know, the government is doing and saying that we don't think we can make it on our own. So that little Dawn, that young 20, how old was I when I was kicked out of Vogue? 97. I was 28, 27, and I was scared, just lifeless. I was like, I called my mother. I was just, no, this can't be, Ma. Well, she was crying with me. I mean, I was just like, wow. So that's what I would tell my younger self. Whatever you're getting ready to go through, don't worry about it. Stay as tough as you are. Be as strong as you are, because you're the shit. You're going to get through this. Was that too long? It was too long.
Oh, but that was perfect.
That's what I would. Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me click on some of the questions.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Drew. God is above and beyond and all around you. Thank you so much, Sean.
This is one. My favorite In Vogue song is Just Can't Stay Away. What is yours, Don?
Oh, his favorite is Just Can't Say. Who is that? Hot Boy
It's
Figueroa.
Hot Boy.
Hot Boy Figueroa. So I think what you're supposed to do, Jay, is take off the questions so that my face can be seen. Yeah, good.
Okay.
And my favorite song is Don't Let Go. What am I even thinking about? My eyes go up like I have to think about it? Really? No. It's Don't Let Freaking Go. Hello. And I would say my first favorite is Waiting on You, because that was the audition, and my actual audition is that version is on the record. And then Don't Let Go. Yes. But you know what? If I'm realistic about it, I love those songs. I love that I sing lead, but Free Your Mind. Oh my God. Because it is so futuristic that we still look current today. When I see that video today, we still look like we just released it. There's nothing in that video that makes us dated. Excuse me. Our wardrobe was ahead of its time. When I see Hold On, I'm thinking, oh my God, look at my eyebrows. They're about this thick. It's like it's like that kind of eyebrow, like this.
But that was the look then. That was like, the look.
Jay, it was not supposed to be this. It was so thick. Our eyebrows were
But y'all had everybody in black dresses.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But it's dated. It's a dated video. So I don't see that with Free Your Mind. It still holds up. It still stands the test of time. All these years later, Free Your Mind looks like we just did it. And then the next one would be Giving Them Something to Feel. We Are So Sexy. I ooze sex appeal, darling. I really... You tell me what does it mean. And then I turn my head and I'm looking at the girls like, yes, I'm giving body.
That was sexy.
Sexy. I didn't even
But
know.
It was classy. It was classy.
It was sexy without being overt. Yes, exactly. But I didn't know. Again, I look at that girl and I'm like, you were sexy on stage, but you did not have any kind of, what do you call it? Self-esteem.
Oh, fear.
Yeah, I didn't have the courage that I have today. Oh, baby, if I had today's Dawn, oh my God. Woo! Okay, so next question. I'm sorry.
But when y'all used to go on Arsenio Hall, he had a crush on you. I'm just letting you know.
He did. No, he did. He told me. He really did tell me. He was like, so you dating anybody? But he never would like pull the trigger.
Okay, this is from I think this is DJ. I'm sorry if I say it wrong. Will we get a follow-up to your debut album? So it's coming.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And I'm going to put on, I guess I'll put on clips up. Like, what do you call it? Snippets. I'll put a snippet of some of the songs on there. Because I want you guys to help me choose my first single. I want the fans to be involved in that.
Oh, I like this one. This is from Drew Fabulous. Would you work with Rashawn Patterson?
Hey, Drew. Yes, I would. Oh, every single time my parents play. I told my mom that at one point I was trying to show her who Rashawn was, and she was like in the car with me, and she wasn't reacting to his second album. Or was it Spend the Night? Was on what album? Spend the Night, if you like. I would sing background for him for free. That boy is so bad. That boy is so bad. He is so amazing. Oh my God. We went to a concert together. I didn't know he was going to be with me, but when I got in the car with my friend, I was like, Rashawn! We went to Madonna's concert. Yes. Oh my God. I was like, we talked about his album the whole way to the concert and the whole way back to my car. Oh my God. He's genius. That boy is so bad, and he's gotten better with time. He's so amazing. Go ahead. Next question. Hey, you guys. I saw Chike on here. Chike. Hey, Chike. Thank you so much for coming on. He has another podcast of his own. The Real Absolutely Chike. So I'm sure he's going to follow you, Jay.
The name, but the person said, I can't see your name, I'm sorry. Who do you think is the best singer in the group?
In my group?
What? Yeah, I think they're asking your.
Oh, that's an unfair question. Why would you ask? So I'm going to say somebody else is better than me? Come on. And I don't mean to be egotistical, but that's a hard question. Next question. I'm sorry, I can't answer that. I can't.
Well, I will say this. I as a whole, like, you know how some people have good voices, some people, you don't have to have the best voice for me to listen to you.
Yes.
But I did like the blending of like you and Maxine, because y'all had like more soulful, funky voice, whereas to me, Terry and Cindy had kind of softer, lighter voices. Yeah. But I like the marriage of
Terry's voice was very powerful. Cindy had a much more crossover, much more pop sound. So Cindy wasn't that soulful, and she would always say, I can't sing like them. I don't sing. No. So Cindy was always like that. We call her the butter girl because she's mixed, and she has more of the white side in her. So we would call her the butter girl, and she was very pop, much more pop than us. And Terry's voice is soulful. Like when she sang on Just Can't Stay Away, here I am back, right back in your arms. Yeah. What is it about you? I'm in the wrong key. That draws me to. So she had that thing. And then she sang on Don't Go. I feel the time's right. So to me, she did have that soulful, and she was very powerful. But I love Maxine's voice was the most soulful to me because she had a Stephanie Mills warmth about her voice. And anytime we would hear Stephanie Mills on the radio in the car, on our way to the show or on our way to the hotel, Max, sing this. She's like, what? Wow, okay, fine. We would mess with her. She's like, oh, fine. Power of Love, whatever song was on the radio, she would start singing it. But yeah, so I don't want to answer that question. So,
okay. Reese Montana said, Don, you should do another song with Nas.
Hi, Reese.
Farm Biz was fire. That was a good song.
I'm sorry. Hi, Reese. Oh my gosh. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
She said that you should just do another song with Nas. I agree.
Do a song with I didn't do a song with Nas. With
Nas. With the farm biz. The Tina Marie. I'm talking farm. Yeah.
Yes, I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. I have done a lot in my career. Oh my goodness. I love Nas. I think he had a crush on me. I think he did. Because when we met at the video shoot in New York, he was kind of like, giving me, you can tell when somebody like, whoa. And I kind of played it off because I had a boyfriend. I wasn't trying to cheat anyway, but like, this is nice, you know?
Everybody had a crush on Don from In Vogue, including Pipe
Oh,
Dog.
thank you. Wow, thank you so much. Wow, Jay. So I would love to do a song with him. Nas is a beast. He is a rapping, like his flow is so much different than everybody else's. Of course, they're all different, but that would be an honor to work with him. I also want to work with Usher, but if Usher has a girlfriend, we can't work together. No.
Ursula will be trying to marry you.
Usher, I'll be trying to marry him. Okay, let's just go. Let's just go get married. Yeah.
But y'all would be cute together. Y'all would.
You think so? You know, he's always liked older women.
Yeah, y'all would be cute together.
He's always liked older women. So he's always dated, like, I think, what's her name was his first girlfriend?
Chili,
yeah, exactly. And his first wife was older than him, Tamika. And then his second wife was older than him. Same thing. So, but I think he's a chronic cheater. Someone told me that. I've heard that also in the press. So I don't know how true it is. I don't like people believing stuff that they hear about me in the press. Yeah. If you don't hear it from my mouth and I didn't say it, don't just believe the press. And they're like, oh, he has herpes. I'm like, the whole world has herpes. It's not like he has AIDS. So if that's true, if it's true, we'll work through that too. There's condoms. I mean, come on. We can work through stuff. So anyway, if he has it, like I said. But yeah, we would be, I think he just had a baby with his girlfriend though.
Yeah, I think so. But they probably won't be together next week. Ursha, holler down. If you can do right. If you a do right man, Ursha. If you're not, then we don't want you.
We don't want to holler. Exactly. Thank you, Jay. That's right, baby.
So I'm going to do this last one. Let's see.
Trey Songz is great. Yeah, I would do one with him too. Trey Songz is a beast.
This one is, well, it's a comment from In Vogue Lover. I'm so proud that you didn't let any obstacles stop you. Keep going.
That's Aaliyah. Aaliyah is, she spells her name Aleyaah. Aaliyah. She started that page for us. Thank you so much, Aaliyah. And she supports everything. So does O'Shawn. So does Kenneth. So does Tanya. Who else is on here? You guys are on here. Every single time I do a live, they're on. Duran. Hey, Duran. Hi, baby. One more question, he said. One more question.
Okay, let me see.
Hi, Simon. How are you? Let's see. Trey Songz and I would get married too. I'm sorry. I was going to work with Miguel, and Miguel was like, if I didn't have a girlfriend, I said, I know. If I didn't have a boyfriend.
Now, y'all a little cuter than you and Ursha, you and Miguel.
Miguel is beautiful, isn't he? Oh, wait.
Somebody said, would you ever, I'm sorry, in pictures,
Arrow.
Said, would you ever like to be a vocal coach or judge on a show like American Idol or The Voice? That's a good one.
I would love to be a judge on American Idol or, yeah, one of those shows. Not a coach so much because you really got to know the voice apparatus. You got to know. One of my teachers told me, if you're going to be a vocal teacher, because I was talking to him about that year, and this is, 10, 11 years ago. He said, I studied the vocal apparatus. I know how the tongue is associated with the larynx, is associated with the esophagus, is associated with your trachea. I know all that. He knows the whole, oh yeah, you can't mess with that. So I'm getting ready to get a teacher. She's not going to teach me how to sing. I already know that. But she is a vocal beast. When I tell you, because I want to be able to control my voice more vocally. I want to be able to make turns and sharp turns with my voice and what they call melismatic singing. I want to be able to do a lot of that stuff like Tori Kelly. Tori Kelly is insane. So it's not that I'm comparing myself with her and I want to sing like her. I just want to be able to do what I want with my voice at the ends of phrases and control the ends of my phrases. So that's another thing that I'm doing. My voice teacher is a Black woman who speaks fluent Italian. When I tell you, I can't even understand half the time what she's saying. When I watch her on YouTube, she's insane. But her and her husband are coming here, and they're going to work with me, and we're going to do a show together for her, because she teaches, of course. And we're going to do a series of things, because I'm trying to learn certain things with my voice that she's going to teach me. how to do, and we're gonna build my voice up. She's got like she makes her students wear boxing gloves.
Mm-hmm.
And you wear those boxing gloves, and she wants you to lay on your back and sing certain things while you're punching up at the sky. Like, she's having you do stuff to put pressure on your lungs so that when you are nervous and you can't catch your breath on stage, you'll automatically know what to do because you're used to laying on your back and singing, standing, punching up at the sky. She's amazing. She's amazing. And her husband are going to film the whole thing, and they're going to put it on in exchange for her teaching me. She's like, well, what if I do this? You don't have to pay me, and then I can film it. And I was like, cool, let's do it. Because at first I was like, do I want to be this vulnerable in front of the world? Because there are evils out there that keep saying, like when I did the show on TV, what is that? R&B Divas, yeah. They were like, well, Dawn, can you really sing? I'm like, bitch, can you look at my hits? You know what I mean? I don't have to sing like you sing in church and sing like all the other church sing. I don't have to do that to be proven as a singer. I have already proven myself with my hits. So, and that was Shantae Moore. She came on my page saying that shit. She said it on the show. It was like nasty. They were trying to be nasty. And because I don't compete like that. I don't sing like church singers. I didn't come from the church like that. I came from the church, but not a Pentecostal church where we sing that way. So, I was intimidated to get up and sing in front of people like that because they were competing us against each other. I'm used to singing with my sisters, Maxine, Cindy, and Terry. I'm not used to singing against you. So I didn't like that whole thing. It was messy. So she's going to teach me how to do those things and control my voice more she said it's also too, I had surgery for fibroids at one point, and because they cut into my diaphragm, she said that's why I'm losing the control vocally. So she's like, oh no, we're going to build that back up. I'm like, I am ready for you, lady. I think. Because she is, like I said, woo, her and her husband are both going to travel here to Vegas, and we're going to shoot this whole thing. And yeah, she's amazing. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah. So
outside of Instagram, where can people like follow you, keep up with you, like for other social media?
Shantae Moore is Terry's friend. Yes, she is. Phonies. Hey, Phonies. Hi. Jay, they can find me. Terry was in Shantae's video. Yes, she was. They can find me on Dawn Robinson Diva on Instagram and Facebook, and then Dawn Robinson just by itself on Twitter. And yeah. I'm so glad it happened at the end because you're locking up. Yeah, just for a second you locked up, but I love you too, whoever that is. Estimated 619. Love you too, you guys. Yeah, that is dope. Okay. Thank you.
So I'll post it on YouTube. I'll list all of Dawn's information. Y'all follow her. Be sure to pick up her album when it comes out. Pick up the book because I'm ready to read the book. And then if you're up to it, I'll talk to you again. We can talk about the book. We can talk about music, whatever.
Hold on. One more thing, Jay. And thank you for that. I want to get a couple of questions from them. Let me see. Love you to the moon and back. Love you too, Iderica. I think it is. Derek. Ah! I'm sorry. Derek. I read that wrong.
So you want to take a couple of more questions?
I don't mind.
Okay.
Oh, so that smile. Hey, Lawrence. How are you, Lawrence? What are you doing in here? Oh, my gosh. Lawrence is in here. Drew. Let's see. Randy, Robert.
Okay. Papillon in Fletcher said, how long did you guys have to practice your moves? Because y'all were always moving and singing. That's a good question.
Yes, we were. Somebody said that hot pink lipstick is great. Thank you. I got my hot pink top underneath too. And my, this is for, I was showing this to Jay when I first started. This is for, it says Young, Gifted, and Black. And this is to celebrate our 1 month of the year that we are fabulous Black people. And that's some shit. Like we got what? We got
the shortest month.
The shortest freaking month that they gave us. Ain't that some shit too? I recognize it. And well, we celebrate Columbus Day. We celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Thanksgiving. We celebrate President's Day. We celebrate what all the holidays. We celebrate all that stuff. And one day you guys give us out of the year. We created this whole freaking planet, if you ask me. Our inventions have gone overlooked. So, but I wanted to celebrate today because it's the first or second. Your question?
Wait, let me go back. The question was about the live show and the dancing, because y'all always moved and did choreography.
Yes.
I think I worked with Frank Gadsden.
We did. Frank is amazing. Yes, Frank Gadsden, our choreographer, who also has a mansion. Yes, I will throw that in there. Man, how am I supposed to not be? Just when I say his name, it's a mansion. Frank Mansion. Frank Gadsden. It's that. It's every time. Yes, we worked hard. So we would work for hours in the mirror. And we would do our steps and we would have fake microphones, like you either have a pen or a bottle, a water bottle. Don't waste your time fighting the line. We do all of our steps in the mirror first, and then 2 months later, we would be out of the mirror, and the mirror would be behind us. So now we got to do it facing the wall.
Oh, wow.
With no mirror. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm looking at Terry because Terry's really good at all the steps. Terry has hips. And Terry's hips would sway in a way that ours didn't. And we'd always be looking at Terry like, okay, we can't do that. Because Terry has a womanly hips. She's got baby making hips, we used to tell her. And she would call my breasts nanny jugs. You got nanny jugs doing. I'm like, Terry, stop. So we would learn looking at Terry because she was always, but then our choreographers would always say, no, look in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Don't look at Terry in the mirror. And so when we didn't have the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, I have no references to look at anything. You're supposed to have it in your head. And after a while, we would finally get it, but it was a challenge. I think Terry's the most natural dancer out of all of us. Cindy is a natural dancer too because she did all those pageants, and she learned how to tap dance when she was younger. She learned how to salsa, do those things that we didn't know how to do. So Terry and Cindy had the most natural dancing abilities. Maxine does not have rhythm. Maxine can't do this and sing at the same time. She can't do this. So we were like, Max, oh my God, it's really hard for Maxine to sing, and she's not coordinated so well. So it would take her a while, and after a while she would get it, but it would be a lot for Maxine. Her rhythm is off, slightly off, yeah. So we would help her, and everybody would help Maxine. We would all help. But she would get it on her own too, you know? Yeah.
But once y'all hit the stage, it was like effortless.
Baby, yes, we had it. We had it. There was nobody better. No group that was better than us. I say that, and I love all the other groups, but I think that ours was, we didn't get the just due we deserved. That's why I keep giving us more love, because we didn't get that financial blessing.
Randy is my name said, Don is Black history, a living legend. That's true.
Oh my gosh, Randy, I'm going to cry again. Oh my God. Wow. Black history, that means so much. That means so much. And I thank you, Randy, for that. Oh my gosh, bless you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. That means
real
everything.
Absolutely Chike said, would you consider making your book an audio book? You could be animated and incorporate singing.
I could be animated. Yes! Oh my God, yes. So it is going to be an audio book too. Hey, Chike, how are you, love? So I'm going to do a hardback, a softback, so hardcover, softcover, and an audio book. And I want to do my own audio because only I know what those things mean. When that explanation point is not there in the book, I know how to put it there with my vocals. So I have to. Absolutely, yes. And Maxine walked in the room and she said, I don't trust you, and I don't trust you. Nobody can do that but me, you know?
Now, it went kind of fast, but somebody said y'all need a biopic. Would you be open to doing it?
No, and they already know that I'm not open to biopics. I have seen great stories that went to waste on Lifetime, and I just have to say it like real. I'm not trying to put Lifetime down.
Lifetime.
No. I love Lifetime for other things, but when it comes to biopics, they have not done well. I want to do a real movie. That's another thing that I'm in talks with people about, because I think In Vogue deserves our story to be told in a big production way. We deserve a movie like, Queen had, or
Yeah,
Elton John had. Yeah. So like Dreamgirls. For real though.
yeah, the
Yeah.
real one, not Lifetime. No,
No.
let's.
Exactly. I'm
Okay.
here. Put on lipstick.
Dang, Affleck said, "You are your own woman. You are the image of Eve, therefore made in the image of the Holy Father. You are strong. You are talented. Got that."
Wow. Wow. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh. And you're the one that I can't even remember your name, and you're giving me that love. Thank you. That is a blessing. Blessing, 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 blessing. Wow. The Clark sisters and Salt and Pepper were just decent. Oh, I don't want decent though.
The Clark sisters to me was okay. Salt and Pepper, no, no, no. I
They
didn't like
weren't even, they didn't even look close to them.
that.
I was like, when I saw the advertising for it, I was like, first of all, how did Lifetime, how are you guys going to do a show on Salt and Pepper without having Spin be a part of it? That's my problem, one. And how are you going to do a show on them and not let the girls look at least a little bit like Cheryl and Sandy? I don't know.
Yeah. And it was it focused too much on Herbie. Like, I know he was the producer, but we wasted an hour talking about Herbie, and that movie was 3 hours long. So,
Oh my God, I didn't
um,
even see it. Really?
yeah, it I know he was the producers, but it focused too much on him. Drew Fabulous said, "Would you do
Wow.
Dancing with the Stars type of show?"
Somebody said the wigs were awful too. Yes, I would. I actually tried out for Dancing with the Stars. Let me lower this. I tried out for Dancing with the Stars. I met with the producers or the showrunners. They came and had lunch with me on La Brea, somewhere in Los Angeles. And I actually had bought a little camera. And before camera phones were on cameras, I was filming it. So I filmed. I was like, "Hey, say hi, you guys." And I never was able to put it up because I couldn't post it. There was no social media or anything. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. We had MySpace was out at that time, but they ended up picking Brandy because Brandy had a show on TV every week, and she was seen more than I
Oh,
was. So they pick who's popular, and I'm like, wait a minute though. There's some people on Dancing with the Stars that we haven't seen since Jesus was a baby. So that is bullshit. Come on. You guys just didn't want me.
yeah,
Just say it straight up. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. Just tell me you don't want me. Dawn will choose you the next time. We'll come back around and get you next time. Or never. Just fine. Just tell me the truth. Don't tell me, "Oh, well, we picked Brandy because she's seen every week. She's more current." No. You have people on your show that we've. When's the last time we saw Andre Rice, or what's his name, the football player? I'll wait.
yeah. Andre, since Left Eye '94.
And the other guy, I'm sorry, it was a bunch. I think Moon. Um, there's a few football players there's some old people that I've never even seen before. Like, who is he? He's a general in the military, but we don't know who he is. But you have him on here, so stop. We hadn't seen Pamela Anderson in years either. She was on there too, so stop.
Well, they missed out. So,
Yeah, they did. So I'll do my own show. I'll come up with something on my own. I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff on my own. Sometimes if the opportunity isn't presented, then you got to present it yourself. And so I
yeah.
will. Thank you.
And you can. So I'll let you know everything you need to do to set up your YouTube. You can post it, and then y'all will be able to follow Don on YouTube.
I'm so excited about that. Oh my, you don't know how many people like on DMs and IMs are asking me, like, our DMs and what do you call it? Instant message. Yeah, instant messages and direct messages that like, "Dawn, you need to do a podcast." And I'm like, "Okay, you guys, I will. I'm trying." So, yes, we're gonna talk. We are gonna talk. Thank you so much, Jay. I love your support. I love your show today. It was awesome. You asked me questions that had nothing to do with the other stuff, the other people, and I'm not putting them down, but you asked me refreshing questions today.
I'm glad.
Thank
I'm
you.
really, really
Me too. Me too. Love you guys. Tanya, love you too, honey. Phonice, I love you. Is everybody gone? Hey, Mila. Ms. Mila. Hi, I'm sure they don't want you to do in the big industry because you are too real. Thank you so much, honey. Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Hey! Who is that? Shalimar, how are you? Hey, Shalimar. TJ. Hey, TJ. Love you, too. Love you guys. Love you, TJ. This is TJ. This is Tanya. Oh, my gosh. Maverick. 217. Hey. All right, Jay. Thank you so much, you guys. Mwah,
Thank
mwah.
you, Don.
Will
And
you
thank y'all for watching.
will you be my baby mama? I'll be a mama.
No,
Yes, they just asked me that. I'm like, oh no, stop. I do want a child. I do want a child though, so let's holla. No.
but you can't be a baby mama.
It
You
can't be
cannot be a baby mama.
random. It can't be random. No, I can't. If you got children already, no, hell no.
Okay.
No.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Jay. We'll talk soon, okay?
Yes, we will.
All right,
Thank you.
baby. Have a great rest of your day, you guys. Bye, Randy.